भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ये फैन बंद करो. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, Chapter 24, Worshipping Govardhan Hill, verse number 34 and 35. So we'll be reciting verse number 35. Krishnasva anyatamam rupam gopa vishrambhanam gata shailosmiti bruvan buri balimadad brihad vapu. Krishnastvaniyatamam rupam gopa vishrambhanam gata shailo asmiti bruvan buri balimadad brihad vapu. Krishnastvaniyatamam rupam gopa vishrambhanam gata shailo asmiti bruvan buri balimadad brihad vapu. Krishnastvaniyatamam rupam gopa vishrambhanam gata shailo asmiti bruvan buri balimadad brihad vapu. Krishnastvaniyatamam rupam gopa vishrambhanam gata shailo asmiti bruvan buri balimadad brihad vapu. Krishnastvaniyatamam rupam gopa vishrambhanam gata shailo asmiti bruvan buri balimadad brihad vapu. Mataji, there is no verse. Krishnastvaniyatamam rupam gopa vishrambhanam gata shailo asmiti bruvan buri balimadad brihad vapu. Not working? Krishna, Lord Krishna, tu and then anyatamam, another, rupam, transcendental form, gopa vishrambhanam, for generating the faith of the cowards, gata, assumed, shaila, the mountain. Asmi, I am. Iti, these words. Bruvan, saying. Bhuri, abundant. Balim, the offerings. Adat, he devoured. Brihad Vapu, in his huge form. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Krishna then assumed an unprecedented huge form to instill faith in the coward men, declaring, I am Govardhan mountain. He ate the abundant offerings. Purport. In chapter 24 of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada writes, when everything was complete, Krishna assumed a great transcendental form and declared to the inhabitants of Vrindavan that he was himself Govardhan hill, in order to convince the devotees that Govardhan hill and Krishna are identical. Then Krishna began to eat all the food offered there. The identity of Krishna and Govardhan hill is still honored, and great devotees take rocks from Govardhan hill and worship them exactly as they worship the deity of Krishna in the temples. Devotees therefore collect small rocks or pebbles from Govardhan hill and worship them at home, because this worship is as good as deity worship. Lord Krishna had induced the residents of Vrindavan to assume a significant risk on his behalf. He convinced them to neglect a sacrifice to what is, after all, the powerful government of the universe, and to worship a hill called Govardhan instead. The coward community did all this simply out of love for Krishna, and now to convince them that the decision was correct, Lord Krishna appeared in an unprecedented, huge, transcendental form and demonstrated that he himself was Govardhan hill. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 24, verse number 34 and 35, translation. As the beautifully ornamented cowherd ladies followed along, riding on wagons drawn by oxen, they sang the glories of Lord Krishna, and their songs mingled with the Brahmanas' chanting of benedictions. Krishna then assumed an unprecedented huge form to instill faith in the cowherd men, declaring, I am Govardhan mountain. He ate the abundant offerings. Hare Krishna. So, 5,000 years before, once there was solar eclipse, Grahan. So Krishna, Balaram and Vasudev, Devaki and many other Dwarka Vasis, including Krishna's 16,108 queens, they all went to Kurukshetra to perform fasting, sacrifice, charity, austerities, and other devotional practices because of the eclipse. So many other kings all over India, they also came there because of eclipse and because Krishna is there. So many devotees, sages, rishi, munis, including Narad Muni, they also came in the name of eclipse. But actually they wanted to take darshan of Krishna. It's like Kumbh Mela. Many devotees gathered there. So in Vrindavan, Nanda Maharaj, when he heard that Krishna has come to Kurukshetra in public and he will be giving darshan to everybody, they thought, we also want to take darshan of Krishna. So Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maiya, all cowherd men, cowherd boys, Radharani, Gopis, Brajavasis, they also came to Kurukshetra to take darshan of Krishna. It was a big gathering. Now the Kshatriyas of Dwaraka, they were very proud and happy, positively proud that we are with Krishna and Krishna is staying in Dwaraka. So all attention was towards Krishna and all attention was towards Dwarkavasis because they were staying with Krishna. Now if a VIP comes, then his associates, they get lot of attention. So whenever the Kshatriyas would walk on the main road towards the river to take bath or come back after bath, they will be walking like an elephant with big golden crown and a golden armor and garland and sword and somebody bow and arrow with assistants and bodyguard and servants and somebody carrying their umbrella and somebody carrying their water bottle, water jug, and somebody carrying pan and somebody carrying their clothes and somebody carrying extra garlands and all that paraphernalia. So earlier there were different people carrying different objects. Now everything goes in one bag generally. That's how they used to be. So when the Kshatriyas are walking, all the Brajavasi cowherd boys and cowherd men who are little thin, wearing simple dhoti and pagadi and a lathi, they would go all on the side. Because, big man walking with associates. So all the cowherd men and boys will go on the side and the Kshatriyas would not even bother to pay attention, they would walk. Every day this would happen. Krishna saw this and he didn't like my Dwarka Kshatriyas are neglecting my Brajavasis, thinking that they themselves are great. But actually Brajavasis are much greater. So one day, a calf, small calf, fell down in a mud stand, quicksand, daldal. That is a location where if you put any object, it eventually drowns. Very difficult to come out. So the calf was crying. So all the Kshatriyas, they heard the cry. So they all gathered. and they should protect the cows. They know their duty. So all the Kshatriyas trying to throw ropes or trying to throw logs and to pull the cow out. But everybody failed. Nobody could pull the calf out, and the calf was crying. So when they all failed, they rushed to Krishna, Dwarka. He says, Krishna, Krishna, please come. One calf is in trouble. So Krishna came and he saw the situation. And he said, this is not an ordinary situation. A very qualified person is required to save the calf. Kshatriya said, what is the qualification? Tell us, we will do. We want to save this calf. Kshatriyas have very much that mentality to protect others, including especially cows. Even today there are cow activists. Maybe their generation, they want to do that, our protection. So Krishna said, only that person can protect this cow who has done 100 Ashwamedh Yagyas. 100 Ashwamedh Yagya. One Ashwamedh Yagya means horse sacrifice. And in an area where you want to do, you have to shoot an horse. You have to send an horse, and everybody has to agree to bow down to you for doing that sacrifice. And if it is a king, he has to be given tax for that. So one who has done 100 times like this sacrifice, he can rescue the cow. Rescue the calf. As soon as these Dwarka Kshatriyas heard this, they all stepped back because nobody had done 100. So when nobody came forward, Krishna said, why don't you come and help? Everybody was silent. So then Krishna called one Kshatriya, you come. He said, Dwarkadish, I have done only 10. Okay, go. You come. Sir, I have done only 20. Disqualified. You? 30. Okay, get lost. You? Only 40. 50, 60, 70, 80. One had done 90. But nobody was there who had done 100. So everybody was talking among themselves, now what will happen? Why Krishna himself is not doing something? So one small coward boy with a lathi and a little dhoti and a small shirt and pagdi, very thin, was walking that side. Krishna said, hey chora, come here. That's Vrindavan language. Vrindavan uses chora, not Prabhu, chora. Hey chora, come here. He came running. He said, look that calf. He put his lathi, grabbed the calf, pulled him out, pulled the calf out and went. And all the Kshatriyas were surprised. He said, this small boy, when did he do 100 Ashwamedh Yagya? Such a small boy. They asked Krishna, how this is possible? When did he do 100 Ashwamedh Yagya? Forget his strength or money. His age also is not sufficient to do 100 Ashwamedh Yagyas. Krishna said he takes care of cows near Govardhan. And every day, he takes his cows around Govardhan to search for fresh grass and actually to play. And when you go around Govardhan, even one step you take near Govardhan for a parikrama, it is equivalent to thousands of Ashwamedh Yagyas. So how much he must have done? Because every day he does Govardhan parikrama. That too as a play, not as a austerity. कि चलो आज करना है, बाद में थोड़ा feast khana hai. Not like that. It's a play. Searching for grass, searching for calves. They just go around Govardhan. So when the Kshatriyas heard that, they realized these are not ordinary boys. From next day morning, whenever the boys would go on the road to take bath, all the Kshatriyas will go on the side, fold their hands, Saab, aap jao, hum baad mein jayenge. This is the value of Govardhan Parikrama. But this is not the actual value. It is not just raising your standard score of Ashwamedh Yajna or any such ritualistic activity. In this verse, Krishna is revealing that worshipping Govardhan is equal to worshipping me. Why? Because I am Govardhan. I am Giri Govardhan. I am Giriraj. This is the verse where Krishna shows to his devotees that I am that hill, I am that Govardhan. So once the Brajvasis circumambulate Govardhan with ladies wearing nice, colorful saris and ornaments and decorations on the body, sitting on a bullock or an oxen cart, with babies on their laps, they were singing the glories of Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And the Brahmanas who are walking and doing parikrama, they are chanting Vedic hymns glorifying Krishna. And all that sound is getting mixed and very jubilantly, in a fun, giggling, laughing, talking, all the Brajavasis went around Govardhan hill. That is the parikrama they did. So after they ended their parikrama as per Srimad Bhagavatam, when they were assembled at one point, suddenly they saw above the mountain another mountain. Earlier there were how many mountains? Earlier there were two mountains, they thought third mountain. Two or one? There was one Govardhan, there was another Annakut. Very big rice mountain was there. And many small hills were there, or prasad, which they had offered to Govardhan. Now they saw a third mountain above the Govardhan mountain. It was like a big black cloud. But then there was some yellow shining also. Not fully cloud, as if cloud and lightning together visible. Small children, when they saw this blackish mountain, they got afraid. Kya hai? What is this? Young boys, they saw something fun, breaking news. And adult people were astonished. What is this? And Brahmanas and devotees, they saw it as a miracle. So that was not another mountain. That was a huge form of Krishna himself, who appeared on the top of Govardhan mountain as another mountain. Krishna himself appeared there, black in color, and saffron yellow dhoti, which was shining like lightning. Very beautiful. So everybody was surprised. Krishna himself expanded. Why did he do that? He did that to increase the faith of Brajavasis to do Govardhan Puja every year. He did that to convince them that the decision they took of cancelling Indra Yagya and doing Govardhan Puja was correct decision. Because most of the Brajavasis, they were not doing Govardhan Puja because they were convinced that it was a good idea in replacement of Indra Yagya. But they did it because Krishna told and they love Krishna and they cannot say no to Krishna. But now Krishna wanted to establish that I am Govardhan. If you worship Govardhan, you are worshipping me. And when you cancel Indra Yagya, when you don't worship demigods and worship me, there is nothing wrong. Sometimes new devotees ask us questions that I have started chanting Hare Krishna, but I also worship this particular demigod. And the photos are there in my altar. What should I do? And we tell them, Karo Visarjan Juhu beach pe. And they say, no. Our parents say it is inauspicious. Or they have fear that that demigod will be upset with them. Something inauspicious will happen. Here Krishna is saying, if you cancel the service of a demigod and worship me, there is no problem. Nothing will happen. I am Govardhan. So to convince the Brajavasis that their decision was right, and to show that this worship of Govardhan is higher than Indra worship, he appeared. See, Indra never appeared. Since years you are worshipping Indra, did Indra appear? See, Govardhan is appearing. Which is better? Did you ever saw Indra eating your food? See, Govardhan is eating. Which is better? This is how he convinced them. So when the huge form appeared, there was a small form also. Krishna was personally part of the festival also. And he expanded on the top of mountain also. But both are equal. Is this big and this small? No. Both are equal, even in length, breadth, height, dimensions. It's only because we don't have eyes or understanding, we say big, small. There is no big, small. Because spiritual body, there is no big, small. Subtle body also, there is no big, small. Anybody has big mind and small mind, or red mind and green mind, there is nothing like that. Or thick mind and thin mind, or fat mind and slim mind. There is nothing like that for the mind. There is nothing like that for spiritual body. There is big, small, thick, thin, nothing like that. So both are same. So Krishna on the ground, he acted as if he is also just one of the Brajavasis, doesn't know what is happening. So then everybody started talking. What is this? Who is this? So Krishna stopped everybody. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Chup raho. Stop. When everybody reduced their commotion, in front of everybody, Krishna asked, my dear sir, who are you? Kaun hai? Kaun hai? Who are you? And that personality smiled. His teeth were like diamonds, big, big diamonds. And his lips were very red, as if the minerals on the mountain were reflecting color on the lips. And his mouth was like a big dark cave. And he spoke, I am Govardhan, Govardhan mountain. I am master of this place. Since so many years I am staying here. taking care and protecting all the cows. Today, first time you all worship me, I am very happy. And all the Brajavasis were jubilant. And Krishna offered obeisances to Krishna. And all the Brajavasis thought, yes, we should also offer obeisances. And they also offered obeisances to Govardhan ji. And Krishna said, look, your worship is successful. Your puja is perfect. Because the deity himself has given darshan. Did Indra give darshan anytime? No. See, this is better. And the Brajavasis, like you all, were shaking their head. He said, yes, very nice. And he said, look, this form. There is a mountain below which is non-moving, and there is a mountain above which is moving. But both are same. The non-moving is full of rocks, very strong. And the moving is so tender, soft and sweet. But both are same. The non-moving is like a throne for the moving who is sitting as a king. An emerald throne and sitting as a king. So all the Brajavasis were very happy. It is like this, you are worshipping your deity every day, and one day he starts moving and starts eating. Radha Ras Bihari. Or your altar photo starts moving. Your hairs will stand, right? You will feel different, ecstasy. That was happening with the Brajavasis. They worshipped a mountain because Krishna was insisting, and that mountain started moving and talking and smiling. And then Govardhanji started eating all the stuff. And suddenly he had millions of hands. And all hands were of different length, not same length. Some had big hands, he extended till Nandagram and ate. Some had small hands, the nearby he ate. He had big millions of hands extended all over Braj Dham, and everywhere, wherever there was food offered, he started eating. With one hand, with all the hand, not that only right side he was eating, left hands also he was eating as a small child. With left hand he put sabji, a mountain of sabji on a mountain of rice, and then he mixed it and fully ate. Millions of kgs of rice and sabji and sweets he ate, millions of kgs with both hands. Very happily. And when he would extend his hand, automatically all food nearby as a magnet would come and gathered in his hand and would pop, put it in his mouth. Keep on eating, and the Brajavasis were laughing. The small boys were still afraid, seeing so many hands. And the young people were dancing. Wow, it's nice, chamatkar ko namaskar. And the Brahmanas and devotees started paying obeisances so many times. What kind of deity is this? So many hands he has, so much he is eating. And the mature grave people were still silent and thinking, such hai kya? Is it really like this? What is happening? This is Krishna only? Krishna is doing all this? He is very wonderful. The love for Krishna was increasing. And there are housewives in villages who didn't join. Old men, old women, very small babies in the laps of ladies who didn't join the parikrama. They were sitting in their houses and suddenly one hand entered the kitchen and took something. In all the houses and villages, Govardhanji was eating. And then when he wanted to drink some water, there were rivers, Yamuna river and Kunda and lake. Suddenly he will empty the whole lake and river and eat. And when he would gargle and spit water behind him, So many dozens of kundas, new kundas were formed. Some kundas he emptied and gargled and formed new kundas. And wherever he gargled, grass started coming, flowers started coming. Then he pulled out big bamboo trees. Big, huge bamboo trees. You know bamboo tree? Like palm tree, big bamboo trees. Why? Everybody was thinking, what will he do now? He pulled out big bamboo trees to remove little particles of grain stuck in his teeth. That was his huge form. And he emptied the whole prasad. And what did he say? Aniyor, give me more. The Brajvasis were so happy, they cooked again and offered one more mountain. And again the festival started, he started eating the annakut. And so many times he kept eating. The Brajvasis were very happy and satisfied that Indra never came and ate our offerings. Indra never gave darshan. This is very nice. And finally, when he was completely satisfied, all the prasad which Govardhan ate reappeared, so that everybody can honor. Then Krishna in the form of Govardhan declared that I am very happy with you. And if you worship me like this every year, and every year circumambulate and do parikrama, I will bless you. All the devotees said, Hari Bol! That is how Govardhan Puja, Govardhan Parikrama, every day, every year it happens. Every day, so many devotees go and do Govardhan Parikrama. And they are waiting for it. They know it's a 6-hour long walk in sun, barefoot, austerity, and painful at the end for the feet. But still they are very enthusiastic before going that I want to go to Govardhan. I want to go to Govardhan. Who otherwise would like to walk from here to wherever, 6 hours, Borivali or whatever? Till Andheri? No. To Juhu Circle? No. So that's the joy of circumambulating Govardhanji, Govardhan Maharaj. So Govardhanji said, if you do it every year, I will be very happy. Then everybody again bowed down and he disappeared. Then Krishna said, Govardhanji told me, those who are staying near Govardhan, if they don't worship Govardhan, if they don't do parikrama of Govardhan, the snakes on Govardhan will come and bite them. And that's true. So if you go near Govardhan, do parikrama, otherwise snake will bite. So philosophically, Govardhanji is non-different from Krishna. So the Shila, Govardhan Shila, devotees sometimes pick up a Govardhan Shila from Vrindavan, bring it to their homes and worship, like we have Giriraj Shila in Radha Rasbihari altar. So beautiful. A deity like Radha Rasbihari requires installation, then we can worship. Pran Pratishtha. So many temples we see, new temples coming up like Patna, they had installation. Govardhan Shila does not require installation, it's direct Krishna. No installation required. Pick up in the altar, start. Ready-made. No installation, no tailor required. No installation. Ready-made. Pick up, worship. But Govardhan, anybody went to Vrindavan? Raise your hands. Many of you. Do you like to come back? Nobody. So Govardhanji doesn't like to leave Vrindavan. So don't go and do this. One should not go and pick up Govardhan Shila because he doesn't like to leave Vrindavan. Even though it's non-different, and even though one can have Govardhan Shila in the house and worship, no installation required, deity worship, Krishna worship, no difference, but one should not generally do it because he doesn't like to leave Vrindavan. There's a procedure. A mature devotee with the permission of spiritual master and a Brajavasi only should do it. I know one devotee who went, picked up Govardhan Shila, kept in his house. I didn't have any information. After a few days, one of the family member got hospitalized. Once that family member was discharged, another family member was hospitalized. Once this family member was discharged, another got hospitalized. All 5 members got hospitalized one by one. Then once job left, there was fire in the kitchen. And he was bewildered. So he happened to discuss with me and he told, I did this. I said, this is a big offense. You right now go back, place the Shila at the same location where you picked up, offer obeisances, offer some milk and sweets, do parikrama fast, beg forgiveness and come. Otherwise this pattern in your house will continue. And he delayed going. When death happened in the house, then he went and now everything is peaceful. So it's an offense to do things whimsically or speculate. Even we had welcomed Giriraj ji in our altar at ISKCON Juhu Mumbai altar. There was a procedure. And initially there was yes, no, yes, no. And I think Anand Krishna Maharaj is the one who was appointed to carry Giriraj ji. And when Giriraj ji came here, we also wrote to His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. So he was very happy and he instructed offer a separate plate of prasad to Giriraj ji, otherwise he'll eat from Radha Rasbehari's plate before Radha Rasbehari starts eating. So there will be some quarrel in the altar. Mera rasgulla, mera gulab jamun. So that's loving quarrel. Color, prem color. So Giriraj ji is non-different from Krishna. So we don't see him just as a mountain. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forbid to climb on Giriraj ji, to touch our feet on any of the Shilas lying on the base of Giriraj ji. So when we do parikrama, we should not climb or we should not spit on that direction or pass urine in that direction. Keep Giriraj ji always on your right. And don't go very close because there are small pebbles and Shilas of Giriraj ji on the base of Giriraj ji, sometimes not visible to us under the dust. And if our feet touches, it's offense. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never climbed Giriraj ji. There was Gopal on Giriraj, Gopal temple on Giriraj. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to take darshan. But he didn't, because he didn't want to climb Giriraj. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very, very great eagerness in his heart to see Gopal. Very beautiful Gopal. But he never climbed. So Gopal understood. So Gopal came down to give darshan to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How? Gopal spread a rumor in the village that some Malay soldiers are coming to break the temple of Gopal. So all the pujaris hid Gopal in one village house. Nobody came actually. It was just a rumor. But all the days Gopal was in the house of a Brahmana, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would every day go and take darshan. So then when after few months they understood it was just a rumor, no army is coming, then they went a big procession, carried Gopal back to the temple, Govardhan ji, on the top. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and did the procession, but when it reached Govardhan base, he stopped. He said, I will not go up, you all go up and establish Gopal up. Same thing Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami also. They never climbed Govardhan. So we very much follow this identity very, very deeply. Gaudiya Vaishnavas follow this identity. There are some Vaishnavas who climb Govardhan, thinking that Govardhan is a devotee worshipping Krishna and this is okay. When you do Govardhan Parikrama, you will see a small Balramji temple and another temple and Pujari is going up and Darshanarthi is also going up. But don't follow. Gaudiya Vaishnavas don't climb on Govardhan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't climb. The Goswamis didn't climb. The Acharyas didn't climb. And the successors didn't climb. So we don't climb on Govardhan. Don't pick up Govardhan and bring it outside Vrindavan. We worship Govardhan. We do parikrama, we pay obeisances, we offer milk and sweets and arti. And we pray for blessings to award us pure devotional service. Giriraj can give Krishna Prem like this. Yamuna Maharani can give Krishna Prem like this. Tulsi Maharani can give like this. Easy. So we offer prayers to Govardhanji to bless us. So many people do Govardhan Parikrama even to fulfill material desires. After 10th standard exam, after 12th standard exam, devotees go to do Parikrama so that they get good marks, or interview, or marriage, or having a child. And Govardhan fulfills all the desires. There are many local people whose fix after marriage, before marriage, they have to do Govardhan Parikrama. But we should know, Giriraj can give something more. Something more. That's pure devotional service. That's Krishna Prem. That's much more than good marks or money or family or child or promotion. These are all material things. Temporary. Only for the maintenance of the body or mind, satisfaction of the mind. But our goal of life is pure devotional service. Nitya Das. We are eternal servants of Krishna. ISKCON is for pure devotional service. To become an eternal servant of Krishna. Just for some material benefits or money or something. Krishna gives that, but that is not the purpose Prabhupada established ISKCON. To just become Prakarta Bhakta. Prakarta Bhakta means one who worships for some material benefits. Anyway, such a person eventually becomes a pure devotee in association of pure devotees, but he should be serious in his sadhana and his chanting. Every day, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, not weekend Bhagavata Sevaya, or Sunday Bhagavata Sevaya, ki every Sunday I hear Bhagavata. No, Nityam, every day. Every day we chant minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Every day you do Mangalarti, if not in temple, at home. Every day you do Guru Puja. Every day you read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Nowadays everything is available online. Live Darshan, live Aarti. Live Prasad is not there. For that you come to temple. Live class. Everything is available nowadays. So we should utilize this opportunity. We should not become Sunday devotees or weekend devotees. Be everyday devotees. Not half-half. So Govardhanji, we should pray to award us pure devotional service, eternal residence at the lotus feet of Krishna. So Govardhan offers service to Krishna as a devotee, and Govardhan is Krishna. Both the ways. For cows, Govardhan offers grass. For the cowherd boys, Govardhan gives very nice shading trees. This, after play, when they are tired, they sit in the shade of the tree on Govardhan. Then the tree gives fruits, so when they are hungry, they take the fruits. And Govardhan gives good lakes, so the cowherd boys can relax and the cows can drink milk. And Govardhan gives plain land at the base, so cowherd men can do field farming. And Govardhan gives nice caves, so when it is very hot or when it's monsoon, Krishna, Balram with the boys, they go inside the cave and relax. A cave is such that if it is hot outside, it will be cold in the cave. And if it is cold outside, it will be warm in the cave. The cave is such, made of earth. So they stay in the cave and play. They hide in the cave. And Govardhan also gives kunjas. So Krishna, Radharani and the gopis at the kunja and at the sarovars, they can have their confidential pastimes, including a Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, which is at the base of Govardhan. And many Vaishnava Sampradayas and sadhus, they take shelter of Govardhan. They stay whole life on the base of Govardhan. And you may see them kind of begging, but actually they may be very rich people who have left everything, who had good income and good savings and good house and good property. But they leave everything in their cities and they sit there appearing to be a beggar. But they just sit there and practice their bhajan. We should not think they are just beggars, dadiwala, poor. They are very rich spiritually because they have taken shelter of Govardhan, staying there, sincerely practicing bhajan, going around doing parikrama, worshipping cows, honoring prasadam. They are very fortunate because whole life they decide whatever happens, I will be at Govardhan. Even if they are diseased or ill or it is hot climate or winter or rain, they just stay near Govardhan. Every day do parikrama. So Govardhan gives shelter in form of material maintenance as well. Bodily maintenance also is fulfilled. And spiritual growth also happens. And Govardhan assists in all rasas, in all pastimes of Krishna. The Shantaras, cows, the cowherd boys, the gopis, the elderly gopis, the servants of Krishna, they all take shelter and depend on Govardhan to extract some resources so that they can offer service to Krishna. Once Srimati Radharani was with Krishna in Govardhan and suddenly she got angry, she got upset. See, there are two types of anger. One is anger with cause and one is anger without cause. Causeless anger, like causeless mercy, causeless anger. And most of the time Radharani's anger is without cause, causeless. So Krishna actually doesn't know what to do. If you are with your friend and he is angry with you but there is no reason, causeless anger, what will you do? So Krishna is trying to explain Radharani, Shant ho jao. But she is like very angry, she runs away. And Krishna is standing, cannot do anything. As she runs on her path, one snake comes. Big black snake. She sees the snake, she is so afraid, she takes U-turn and goes back in Krishna's arms. Who sends that snake? Govardhan. He sends the snake so that she can go back to Krishna. This is how Govardhan offers service in the conjugal melee. Once they were in Govardhan, there was a big tree on Govardhan. And there was a very beautiful flower. And Radharani wanted that flower. But her hand cannot reach. She wants to pluck, but her hand cannot reach. Very high. So Radharani went to the tree, my dear tree, I fold my hands. I request you, please bend your branch. I want to take this flower. Radharani is requesting the tree, bend your branch. I want to take the flower. Krishna was with Radharani. He saw this happening. He went behind and told the tree, don't bend. Jukna nahi. Supreme Personality of God. Now what will the tree do? That's homework. We'll end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions or comments, we will take. हाँ, कौशल्या पुत्र प्रभु. Mike.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, बहुत मधुर क्लास प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद।
हरे कृष्णा।
प्रभु जी, मेरा प्रश्न है, जैसे हम शास्त्रों में पढ़ते हैं कि भगवान कृष्ण ने जो परिक्रमा किए थे सारे ब्रजवासियों के साथ, ऐसे पैदल परिक्रमा किए थे गिरिराज जी का, लेकिन हम जब आज वृंदावन जाते हैं तो हमको एक अलग ढंग का परिक्रमा करने को भी दिखाई देता है, दंडवती परिक्रमा। इसका कुछ शास्त्रों में वर्णन है या कर सकते हैं?
हाँ, तपस्या और भक्ति के रूप में ये बोनाफाइड है। करते हैं भक्त लोग, काफी लोकल ब्रजवासी भी करते हैं दंडवती परिक्रमा। इस्कॉन में प्रभुपाद जी ने इसके बारे में कुछ बताया नहीं करना है, तो इस्कॉन में जनरली नहीं करते हैं। मतलब किसी ने किया तो ऑफेंस नहीं है, या उसको मंदिर निकाल नहीं देगा, लेकिन आसान नहीं है वो, लेकिन बोनाफाइड है।
थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
जब अर्जुन को भगवद गीता में भगवान कृष्ण ने विश्वरूप दिखाया था, तो उन्होंने चारों तरफ दंडवत प्रणाम किया, आगे पीछे लेफ्ट राइट चारों तरफ दंडवत प्रणाम किया विश्वरूप को। तो ठीक है।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
अच्छा,
माय क्वेश्चन इज, कैन वी डू द परिक्रमा डिस्टेंटली और रिमोटली without physically going to Govardhan?
why you want to do that? Why don't you go? अगर कोई नहीं जा सकते तो मेडिटेशन कर सकते हैं मन में, लेकिन मन में बहुत ट्रैफिक होता है, चलना मुश्किल होता है। उधर ट्रैफिक कम है, चल पाएंगे। तो मानस भक्ति होता है, जो लोग फिजिकली नहीं कर पाते वो मन में करते हैं। लेकिन अगर आपका शरीर ठीक है, जा सकते हैं, तो जाइए। आईसीयू में होंगे तो मन से कीजिए, अभी तो ठीक है ना?
यस प्रभु।
तो अभी आईसीयू में नहीं है ना, अभी जा सकते हैं। ठीक है, यस। माइक आगे भेजिए।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण।
Prabhuji, this is very important question and lots of devotees want to ask this, so I am asking on everyone's behalf. होमवर्क का आंसर बता दीजिए।
हाँ क्या? My mathematics teacher taught me easy problems in the class, difficult ones in the homework. So, homework. No? So it's difficult, na? Okay, so the acharyas explain that the tree bends. Tree disobeys Krishna and bends. And Radharani plucks the flower. When Radharani plucks the flower, Radharani is happy, and seeing Radharani happy, Krishna is happy. So, just like in house, वृंदावन में भी राधा रानी का ही चलता है. Okay? Yes, Sharad.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the very wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
So, you were mentioning about the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that we don't climb up on the Govardhan hill. So, I was just wondering that the Gaudiya Sampradaya has begun from Madhvendra Puri. That is the starting point. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also considered him as like a very respected, and he himself narrates the story of the whole episode. We read in Chaitanya Chaitanya Madhya Leela. So there only in the Madhya Leela, it says that the Gopalji deity comes in the dream of Madhvendra Puri, and he says that Parvata Upari Layya Rakha Bhala Mate, that please install me on the top of the Govardhan hill and worship me and bring all the people here also. The whole description comes, and how Madhvendra Puri, before he goes to Remuna for the Chandan Yatra, what we are celebrating now. So many people were worshipping on the top of Govardhan hill and all. So just unable to understand how come then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not actually trying to go up like that.
So for Gopal's service, the servant climbs Govardhan is fine. That's what Madhavendra Puri did. For Gopal's service he climbed. But the followers now, if they want to climb to take darshan of Gopal, that is not fine. You see the difference? There is another pastime where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after lunch in his room was lying down near the door, and his servant Govind came to massage him. And after massaging him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell asleep. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up, Govind was inside the room. And he asked Govind, did you had your lunch? He said, no. He said, why? He said, you were sleeping on the door, how can I cross you? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, how did you come inside then? To come inside also you had to cross me only, na? So he said, I was massaging your left leg, your right leg was inside. To massage your right leg, I crossed you. So for your service, I crossed you, that's fine. But for my lunch, if I cross back, that's not fine. That's offense. So for Gopal's service, Gopal himself instructed to install me on the top of Govardhan. So Madhavendra Puri did that. But just for darshan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not want to do that, establishing the identity of Govardhan non-different from Krishna for all of us. Okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Mike? Hare Krishna.
Suppose somebody is unable to do the parikrama by foot, he can do it by rickshaw, auto or...
Yeah, okay. Only if he is unable to do.
It is not offense?
No, it's not offense. If somebody is not able to walk, we see gopis, pregnant ladies, old people, those with babies in their arms, they sat on bullock cart. But the feeling is not same. That's why those who are today able know that after few years you may not be able to. So at least now you should do more and more. Okay? Yes. Mike, please.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
इस प्रभु जी उपदेश अमृत में रूप गोस्वामी ने एक श्लोक में बताया, 9वां श्लोक है कुछ, वैकुंठ जनितो वरा मधुरा पुरी तथा भी प्रेमाउस्ताद वृंदारण्य मुदार पाणी तथापि गोवर्धन राधा कुंड महिमा गोकुलपते सेवा कुर्यादस्त गिरिजातटे सेवा विवेकी च। इसमें कहा गया है कि मथुरा से सर्वश्रेष्ठ वृंदावन अपना
वैकुंठ से ऊपर
वैकुंठ से मथुरा सर्वश्रेष्ठ और मथुरा से सर्वश्रेष्ठ वृंदावन के 12 अरण्य जिसमें भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने लीला किए हैं और उनसे सर्वश्रेष्ठ गोवर्धन, गोवर्धन से सर्वश्रेष्ठ राधा कुंड है। तो राधा कुंड में स्नान करने के लिए प्रभुपाद जी ने कुछ मना किया है क्या कुछ?
तो श्रील प्रभुपाद जी जब उपदेशामृत पब्लिश किए और भक्त लोग उसको पढ़कर वृंदावन गए तो राधा कुंड में थोड़ा स्विमिंग करने लगे, स्पोर्ट्स करने लगे, खेलने लगे। तो प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा कि ये ठीक नहीं है, राधा कुंड लिक्विड राधा रानी है, श्रीमती राधा रानी स्वयं है, तो उधर खेलना वगैरह नहीं चाहिए। तो बहुत मेच्योरली ध्यानपूर्वक जाकर 3 डुबकी मारना ठीक है, लेकिन उधर खेलना स्विमिंग करना वो सब ठीक नहीं है। रूप गोस्वामी उसी श्लोक के दूसरे और तीसरे नेक्स्ट श्लोक में एक ही परपोर्ट में 3 बार प्रभुपाद जी लिखते हैं, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट आइटम ऑफ डिवोशनल सर्विस इज टू बेथ इन राधा कुंड। एनी इंटेलिजेंट पर्सन वुड नॉट मिस एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू बेथ इन राधा कुंड वगैरह वगैरह लिखते हैं। तो राधा कुंड में नहाना गलत नहीं है, लेकिन उसको रिस्पेक्टफुली करना चाहिए।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
यस, सची पुत्र पीछे दीजिए माइक।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for your wonderful class.
हरे कृष्णा।
So, recently I met one devotee, he asked me a question. His question was relating that in this verse, Krishnastu anyatamam rupam. So like Govardhan is himself Krishna. So Krishna is another form. Same way, there are so many saints, those who preached that everything is Krishna, like all forms are Krishnas, like that, they preached. Should we give respect those saints, those who preached and propagated such message? So, what is I mean to ask you, what should be the answer I should give?
What is the question?
The question is like so many saints, like here we find that Krishna's form is Govardhan hill. Same way, they said to the people that whatever you worship, so any form is like similar to Krishna. So such type of saints they are preaching. So should we give respect such saints, or should we not?
Should we respect or not?
Yes.
Obviously we should respect. We should not disrespect anybody. Even an ant should be respected, even an enemy should be respected. We should respect everybody. Pandita Samadarshina. We don't agree with the philosophy, but we respect. If a child comes to you and says 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 9, does a mistake, will you disrespect or insult? अरे आता नहीं उसको, कोई बात नहीं, सीखेगा. So okay, they will learn. They didn't read Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. So somebody propagating a wrong philosophy, we don't disrespect them, but we disagree with the philosophy and we give logical, shastric arguments to make a person understand the real philosophy. But respect we should give to everybody. Okay?
Sometimes when those like preaching activities, we tell them and said that you don't do this. So they immediately felt that no, this is an insult to me. And why you are talking like this? You ISKCON people should give respect to everybody, like that, they say.
No, so when you correct somebody, there has to be a relationship where they will accept correction. If they get angry, that means that relationship is not qualifies you to correct. It's not that I correct everybody. That's not good. There should be a qualification, attitude and relationship wherein a correction is received. I should be qualified, I should have non-envious attitude, and he should see me as a well-wisher authority. Then only correction can be given. Otherwise, it will not work.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji for the wonderful session.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, as you mentioned that Govardhan is Krishna, and every stone, every pebble in Govardhan hill is Krishna itself. So if someone himself. So if someone is incapable, as you mentioned that they can meditate if they cannot take a parikrama of Govardhan hill. So is it possible, and if they take the parikrama of the stone or the pebble in Govardhan hill?
That's called Shila. Yeah. Like Giriraj is here on the altar and you take parikrama. That's the, you get benefit. But that's not a license for the actual one.
Only for those who are physically incapable.
In fact, Sanatana Goswami, he used to do bigger parikrama. There are two parikramas of Govardhan, small and big. He used to do a bigger one every day. Even when he was very old, at age 90, with very great difficulty. So Krishna personally appeared and told him, you stop doing this. Because Krishna was feeling pain seeing him. But he said, no, I cannot stop. So Krishna played his flute, and one Gira Shila melted. And there is a mark of Krishna's lotus feet and calf's feet and flute. And Krishna gave that flute, Gira Shila, to Sanatana Goswami, that you do 7 times this, your Govardhan Parikrama is done. Not 4 times. So that Shila is still there in Radha Damodar Mandir. Even today devotees go and do 4 times Parikrama of the altar where Shila is there. But yeah, that's possible. Hare Krishna. Kaushalya Putra, piche do mic.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी, जब हम परिक्रमा करते हैं तो परिक्रमा ऐसा कंपलसरी कि बिना चप्पल पहने करना चाहिए कि अगर कोई चाहे तो चप्पल पहन के भी कर सकते हैं?
नहीं, चप्पल नहीं पहनना चाहिए।
नहीं पहनना चाहिए।
परिक्रमा कर रहे हैं मतलब पूजा कर रहे हैं, तो चप्पल नहीं पहनना चाहिए।
थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for wonderful explanation of pastime. So you mentioned that Govardhana, Lord manifested himself as Govardhana to install the faith in the Vrajavasis. So we consider Vrajavasis are pure devotees. Still there is a need of installing a faith in them, developing a faith. So you mentioned that because many people are still not just by love towards Krishna, they accepted the worship of Govardhan. So how to understand this both?
So Brajavasis have faith on Vishnu as God, and they love Krishna, but they don't see Krishna as God. So we don't say they lack faith. Love is much, much higher than faith. Faith is a seed, love is a fruit. So they don't lack faith, they have love. But when Krishna told them to cancel Indra Yajna and worship Govardhan mountain, they agreed not because they have faith on Govardhan mountain, but because they love Krishna. And Krishna wanted to establish for the future devotees faith on Govardhan mountain, that I am equal to Govardhan mountain. So he expanded himself in a huge form on the top of Govardhan mountain to increase their faith on Govardhan mountain as equal to Krishna. So today we who are following Vaishnava sadhana, with the help of this verse, we have this increased faith that Govardhan is not different from Krishna. So it's for us and for them in that context and for all the future sadhakas. Otherwise, mountain equal to God is not an easy thing to accept. Okay?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Done? Any more questions? Senajit.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I am very...
I'll ask you a question.
Okay. Sorry, Prabhu.
Senajit, if there is a Sena, army,
No, Prabhuji.
against Krishna, will it win or not?
Prabhuji, I am very confused about the very word...
Arey, answer me.
Sorry, Prabhu.
If there is a Sena, army,
Yes.
against Krishna,
Yes.
will it win or not?
Will
Win or not?
win or not?
जीतेगा क्या नहीं?
No.
100%.
Yes.
100% जीतेगा क्योंकि कृष्णा मारेगा और वैकुंठ चला जाएगा. सेना जीत. बोलो.
Prabhuji, I am very confused about the very word parikrama. What does it actual meaning of parikrama? Is just walking or it has some philosophical meaning?
Parikrama means keeping the worshipable personality towards your right, starting from a point, going around, coming back at the same point with a devotional heart that he is a worshipable personality, I am offering my service. Like Dandavat is not just body, it's mind and words also. That my mind is bowing to Krishna, my words are glorifying Krishna, and my body is touching the ground. Same way parikrama is what I said, going around in a circle, keeping it in the right, with a devotional heart that is worshipable. Okay. If we don't understand, still we do. Okay, we'll end here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.